Welcome, Capricorn. This is your weekly focus for December the 3rd through to the 9th, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. We'll turn to the cards and see what they have to say about the week. Everybody has had extremely strong energy for this week, so I doubt if you guys will be an exception to the rule at this point. We start with, look at this, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. There is a new path awaiting you to grow your abundance, your love. This could be financial. This could be relationship. I've been seeing this card almost like there is this tombstone on the other side of that wrought iron gate. And we have finally come through sadness and sorrow, chaos, failings, disappointments. And we come to this gate and we step through the gate and we end up in this clearing with this beautiful Ace of Pentacles marking the beginning of our journey forward, of the growth, of the abundance, of the love that can come into our lives. So, and even if your life is changing in that energy already, know that when the ace appears, although it could be happening while we actually have this, but if you, like last week or the week before, something great has happened for you, know that there is more on its way, because this card is symbolizing a new path or an expansion of a path that you are on. We have the Justice card. The Justice card, you guys get, nobody else has gotten the Justice card. So you're making some choices about how you are going forward. I almost get the spiritual aspect with the water in front of you and the light behind you, that you find some kind of balance. So you could be looking for, broadening your knowledge when it comes to your spirituality, of the practices that you like, the way you express your spirituality, are learning new things, enhancing, growing, expanding your knowledge, your wisdom, your belief. And I think you find this newfound balance because of it. This is really about weighing things out and cutting out what no longer belongs in your life in order to go forward. And we are in full moon energy until Friday, at which point we'll have the new moon, and it's time to start planting those seeds and those new beginnings. So, we're not afraid to use that sword if it's going to stand in our way. We are going forward. We are going upwards. And we demand balance in our life. And where we don't see the balance in our life, we are going to be apt to cut it away. Now, it's kind of in detriment there. So be careful of, and you guys are usually very thoughtful when it comes to what you were going to say and what you were going to do and how you were going to behave. But I think this week might be the exception to the rule where, the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Somebody says something and you just, you don't control the anger or the frustration or the resentment. You just kind of like let it out and know that that can't be taken back. So you really have to watch how you are striving for closure and endings in your life right now. Maybe completion in your life. That you are not saying or doing something that you can't take back. Okay, so kind of that knee-jerk reaction to a situation, which I don't think you would be prone to. I think this week is maybe the exception to the rule where, they say that one thing and it's like, okay, I've had it. I can't take another minute of this. You're going to know exactly what I think of you, buddy. And it may be very true, but your delivery might have burnt a bridge or not really brought out the energy or the desired result in the way that you had hoped. So by backing it up, by thinking it through, tapping into your sage wisdom. But I don't think that's going to be the easiest thing for you to do, so stay very conscious of that. Queen of Cups, love yourself. See the beauty of who you are, of what you can manifest in your life, of your talents, your abilities. This is also about Self-expression, yes, but self-sacrifice, where we need to give more to our communities, our world, the collective, but also to make sure that we are giving to ourselves, that we are taking care of us, that we are rewarding ourselves in some way and seeing the beauty that we create and seeing the masterpieces we deliver on a daily basis. Absolutely, you do. It might be just a gesture, or a word, or a helping hand, but you do it. Well, stop and reward yourself and thank yourself for being a good person, for having a beautiful energy. Recognize the unique, beautiful individual that you are this week. We have the Strength card. So once again, it's not through any kind of manipulation or temper tantrum or um, domination or to get what we want out of people. So in order for them to listen to us, to do what we ask them to do, to stay in line, to that's not the way this week. This is unconditional love. This is having total faith in the other. This lion is roaring. We've got our back turned to it. We have no fear whatsoever. We know that lion is not going to attack us. It's probably just an exaggerated yawn. And we're not holding a chair and a whip, trying to keep that beast in control. We're allowing it to be free. So by lessening our control, we actually gain control. And in some part of your life, that really needs to be noticed in one area or another of your life. So my mind goes to like work areas where there's time limits for everything and everybody's got to be on board, and the boss comes over and screams at you because you're behind and you're holding up production, and on it goes. That boss would, if he's a Capricorn, would be, you just look like you're under the weather today. Why don't you take 5 and go and grab a drink or take a coffee break or something, and just kind of, get yourself back into the groove. Give yourself a shake. Get some blood pumping. Go for a little walk. Come back refreshed. Start again. We'll pick this up in no time flat. Would probably get more of a, so don't let the anger take over, don't let the frustration take over, don't be aggressive. um, in your daily dealings with people you work with. Maybe it's family, maybe it's people within the community. Temperance. Having less is actually more. This is kind of in our relationship thing, and I see the blacksmith, okay? So, Temperance is ruled by Vulcan, and Vulcan was the blacksmith for the gods. And my dad was a blacksmith, so um, that's why I remember that so easily. So right now you have this raw steel, which you call relationships. And some of them might be very beautiful. You might have been tampering that steel for a long time, hammering that iron, heating it up in the flames, having those arguments in order to make up, working together, learning about each other, open communication, support and love and respect. And this could be a best friend, this could be somebody in the community, this could be a lover, a partner, a parent, a child. It's our relationships. And so, of course, they're all at different stages. But I think, we've got that iron and we've got it in the fire in some cases. So whatever relationships really aren't going overly smooth right now for you, or there's a little bit of turbulence, or maybe there's just been a falling out, it's time for you to mold that, shape that back into what you would love the relationship to look like. Now, maybe you find it's a scrappy piece of metal and you've just got to throw it, but maybe with a bit of love, tender care, you can slowly work that relationship into something greater, something better. So, where can you put your energy, your fire within the relationship to actually grow that relationship into something more deeper, um, with strength? And I see the fire, so it may not be the easiest thing to do. It might be somebody who's always aggravated you, and you are going to mend that bridge because you have to work together, and it's much easier to work together in harmony. And so you want to take that raw piece of metal and just shape it right. And by meditating on it, by reflecting on it, I think you can come up with some astounding inner sage wisdom of how to really move that relationship into the right direction this week. We have the Seven of Swords. The other part of temperance is simplify, and so the Seven of Swords is, really take on your journey what you need and leave the rest behind. Okay, so we're there and we're picking up these swords. We're a little apprehensive, so we want to get the heck out of Dodge there, and move on. But there's two swords behind us that we walked right by, and we have no intention, I think, of going back. We're not turning back at them or anything. We're forward motion here. So we know that we don't need those two swords, so why carry the extra baggage with us? And in full moon energy, it's a beautiful time to release, to allow endings in our life, to allow healing and closure. And so, what do we really need in order to step forward into a dream, a desire, a want, a passion, a relationship? Where is the clutter in our life? Where is there extra baggage? Where do we need to allow an ending or some kind of closure or completion in order to free ourselves up so that we have more vitality to step into our dreams and goals? And that's where your thoughts should take you. That's where your meditations should take you. That's where your prayers should take you this week. And you'll get the answers you need. You'll get the insight. And we have the moon. Well, the moon is about being truthful to yourself, believing in yourself, looking at yourself and seeing perfection, because that's what you truly are. But we see our flaws. We see our flaws before our perfections. Sometimes we never get to our perfections because we're so busy analyzing those imperfections that they're only imperfections because that's the way we think, that's the way we perceive. And so maybe in order to bring in balance, we need to see just how beautiful we are, the magic we carry with us, the talents we have, the love we're willing to give. So it could be about breaking old habits, behaviors of self-sabotage or beating yourself up in some way in order to bring in the balance, but also to see where you can liberate yourself, where you can allow yourself a new sense of freedom, expansion in your life. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.